What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So we have been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally we have our first trailer for Welcome to Derry. If you didn't know, this is the series for I guess in the It universe. So for Pennywise, we're going to be getting this prequel taking place in 1962. I don't know if this article is going to touch on it, but we have been covering this TV series since it was announced. We've been looking at every bit of information. When the first images got released, we went through all those, and now we finally have a trailer. And we did cover off on the plan is for this to be 3 seasons or 3 series, and each one will go further back in time. This one's happening in 1962. I think the other one is supposed to happen in the season 2, I think in the 30s, and then the third season is supposed to in the early 1900s. I think between like 1910 and 1919, going further and further back following Pennywise. So hopefully this article gives those dates, because again, I can't remember them exactly, but I do know we have covered them. So like we always do, we're going to run through the article details, then we're going to jump over, watch a trailer, and give our initial thoughts. So Welcome to Derry trailer heads to 1962 and brings Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise back to life. Now let's get into these article details here. I'd imagine this is going to be an image somewhere throughout the trailer. We do get to see, in this case, just a shadow of Pennywise, but it still does look like it is a full-fledged Pennywise. It's not a I don't want to say younger version, because we really can't see him, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a younger version of him. It looks like it's going to be the same version we've seen from Bill Skarsgård, especially in the 2 more recent films. I guess you can call the first one the remake, reboot, and then they obviously did the sequel to it. So let's go down a little bit further. The upcoming series, Welcome to Derry, is taking us back to where it all began this fall, with HBO unleashing the official teaser trailer for the It prequel series this morning. The 9-episode HBO series will serve as a prequel to Stephen King's horror classic, and yes, Bill Skarsgård will be making his return as the iconic villain Pennywise the Clown. Welcome to Derry is being positioned as a true continuation of Andy Muschietti's It movies, telling a brand new story that's been pulled from the pages of King's classic novel. Andy Muschietti will direct multiple episodes of the original series. Welcome to Derry kicks off its story in 1962 in the time leading up to the events of It Chapter 1, which came out in 2017. The series is based on Mike Hanlon's interludes from King's book, which document catastrophic events from Derry, Maine's past. Muschietti has teased that second and third seasons, if ordered by HBO, would take place. Okay, here we go. 1935 and 1908. So it looks like the third season, I was way off. I said 1910, between 1910 and 1919. But I knew it was somewhere around there. So yeah, if we do get a second and third season, we'll go back to 1935, then we'll go back even further to 1908, respectively. I can't imagine we won't see those. I think there is a huge audience for this. Now, I know many people didn't necessarily like the second film of the remakes or the newer films that were done. I know many people enjoyed the first one over the second one. But I think there is an audience out there for this. I think there is, I guess you can call it like a hunger for this content out there. Not a lot of streaming platforms are pushing out a lot of horror content. And if they have these iconic properties, I think they will do themselves a disservice if they don't capitalize on it. If there's a potential where they could lose the licensing deal, where it reverts back. Now, we covered off on a story yesterday about the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where Netflix was the last one that put out a film on that, and the rights owner didn't pursue anything further. And it eventually reverted back, and now they're trying to build like this universe out for that IP. So I think it would do themselves best to continue with a second and third season, especially if this one is very successful. All right, so we have casting information. We're not going over that. We don't do that anymore here. More casting, not doing that either. Produced by, written by, starring by. We're not going over that nonsense either anymore. I think it's just a waste of time. We want to see the trailer. All right, so that's the end of the article. So let's jump back to the top. Now we're going to pull up this teaser and see what they're going to give us.
Sure thing. Get in before you catch your death of cold.
Now you just tell us where home is, and we'll get you back to your parents safe and sound, okay?
Anywhere but Derry.
Things that happened in the past.
My family and I just moved to town.
Oh!
Hey, baby.
Happened in your mind.
Today was 4 months. And they never even found a body. That means murder.
This business with the missing kids. Do I need to be concerned? Never a bad idea to keep the people you love close.
No adult's ever gonna believe what we saw. I wouldn't.
There's a history of stuff like this happening in Derry.
You kids keep your noses out of police business.
I heard voices. In the pipes.
Have you ever heard of something like that?
There's something bad here in Derry.
So yeah, we did confirm that image that we saw in the article is in fact in the trailer. That's how the trailer ended. Now, I will say for sure that trailer starts off almost like a slow burn, like you would see in some films. It's a slow burn teaser, not even a trailer. It's more of a teaser. It was 2 minutes, but didn't give us a whole lot of information, but gave us just enough, I think, to draw you in, because it had that slow burn. And then as the trailer got on, I think about a minute 10 in, the last 50 seconds of that, everything started to amp up. The mystery, the intensity, the background music, you can hear like the talk over, a bit of the laughter happening in the background as well. So I didn't grow up in the 50s or 60s. This is being based in 1962. From what I've seen from, because I love that time period. I love the time period between the 20s. Obviously, I love pretty much to the 20s through the 60s. Not so much the 70s. Love the 80s. I'm an 80s kid, but I feel that they do. It feels like it truly is 1962. That I think they really captured the aesthetic of 1962. But again, as the trailer went on, I think that one of the creepiest shots of that was the one where this lady is standing and it looks like she's in a store looking out the store window, and she just has that creepy, almost Joker-esque smile on her face, and she's just staring intensely at something. Then we obviously see a bunch of kids that look like they're in a gymnasium rushing to a door to try to get out. They can't. We see another one of the young kids, which appears to be probably one of the leads in this as one of the kids. Her face is covered in blood. She's screaming again, and we see the soldier, the African American gentleman. We know he's a soldier because he was in one of the very first images that was released on this, and he's standing outside of a doorway, and you can see like it's this old clown or circus doorway area, and you actually then see Pennywise, like a picture of him in the background, like painted on the wall, but it's all like in disarray. It's been like very aged. He's wearing an army uniform, so we did get to see him here a bit towards the end of the trailer. So I'm hyped for this. I can't wait to see this again. I think it's great to see streaming services really almost jumping in the deep end when it comes to horror content, especially TV series. We do get a lot of films, but every so often it is nice to get a few really good horror TV series. I do hope we get behind this one, support this one, get those numbers up, because I would love to see this story taking place in the 30s and then in the early 1900s. I would love to see those things as well, because I'm a time period piece person. I love time period piece films and TV series. Totally off topic of this, but like Mad Men, I just loved everything about that, just because, again, the time period it took place in. So very much around the same time period as this. So anyways, that's going to do it for this teaser trailer review for Welcome to Derry. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Are you interested? Are you going to be checking this one out? I know we will be. We will do an episode by episode breakdown on this series. So that is going to happen every week. We'll let the show air. We'll wait probably 3 days or so before we drop our video. I think that would be ample enough time. If you're going to watch this series, that would probably be ample enough time for you to watch the episode. We'll drop a quick spoiler review, and we'll do that every week. Kind of very similar to what we did with Dexter Original Sin. We'll do a weekly drop, and then we'll do a final episode. When the final episode airs, we'll do that one and then wrap the entire series up. So again, drop a comment in the comment section. And if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next one. Later.